Good morning. It's Monday, August 15th. It's around 8:15 in the morning. We are at the food prep area for Stony Indian Lake. Tiny little bear box. There were actually 8 of us here last night, but 6 of us used the food container and it was packed. Um, so we're gonna go back over this pass over the lake, and 4 of our neighbors are like halfway up the pass now, and that's where we're gonna be going. It got nice and cool last night. We didn't put the fly on, which is always a nice treat. Only if Sarah suggested do I go along with it. Otherwise, I'd probably have it off every night and just, unless it looked like it was going to rain.
The sun hasn't hit us yet, so it's still a little chilly.
Yeah, it's like 45 degrees right now, according to my temperature sensor. So we're going to start making our way up and over the pass and heading to Mokawannis Lake. And that'll be a 2-nighter, so we'll have a break. I'm still undecided if I'm going to go for merit or not. We'll see how I feel at the end of the day. But yeah, there's plenty of stuff to explore there, so we're looking forward to a couple nights there.
Yeah, I'm excited for a rest day.
Yeah, the pack's a little lighter, but it's still pretty heavy. They're still a little heavy because we really haven't been eating as much
as we should
during the day just because of the heat or whatever, just not hungry. So that's where we're at, and we'll check in.
Breakfast at the top of the
Oh yeah, there's a nice, where we showed you yesterday, that overlook.
We'll
stop there for a nice little first breakfast. So we'll see you up there, hopefully.
So we're just about to head up the pass, but I thought I'd show you this trail that just goes right along this rock wall. When we came before, in early July, it was like you had to almost rock hop because most of the trail was underwater. So it's nice to see that we don't have to get our boots wet. And then I just thought I'd show you the beautiful view from the morning. And there's Brian on the right behind me.
Little morning update. We're just making our way up the switchbacks back over to Stony Indian Pass. We're probably about halfway up, and we're in the shade, so it's nice going up in the shade. A pretty cool view going down, and our campsite was over there somewhere last night. Day 3 in Glacier. It's around 9 in the morning. We're back at the top of Stony Indian Pass, the lake we camped at, all the way on that end last night. Still some snow up here. There's Sarah. That wasn't too bad climbing up today.
No, especially because it was all mostly in the shade.
Right, and so I mean, we're gonna have a little bit of up and down, but the majority of our climbing is done. I think it might be a little bit up to the lake tonight, but nothing like
yesterday
climbing a pass. So
although I do like up better than down.
Yeah, we'll definitely probably be going just as slow on the way down, just because some of the trail's crumbly, but
and overgrown.
So we've got a group ahead of us clearing out the cobwebs, though, so that's nice.
Yes.
All right, we'll check in at some point later in the day. We'll have a water crossing coming up.
Oh yeah, shoes off. I don't want wet shoes.
I'll probably try again with the trail runners. We'll see how it looks. So we're in the middle of making a water crossing that's just not rock hockable with the Crocs on it. And I remember from years ago when we were here, there's a little herd path right after this water crossing that just gives you an amazing view going all the way down to the Belly River. Pretty steep, incredible views. So we're gonna see if we can see that again, because we did all this hard work climbing. We may as well get a view. Oh wow, so I'll turn it around and show you the other way, but that's Astina Lake, I think it's called. And then we're gonna keep going down. That's the Belly River going all the way into the valley, and that feeds all the lakes. So Glenn's Lake, Cosley Lake. So the lighting is a little bit off, but you can kind of get the idea. And this is a very, very steep waterfall, so I don't want to get too close to the edge, but it's pretty cool here. So the update, we're going down Stony Indian Pass, and we're going down a bunch of switchbacks on this side. When we get to the lake, we're actually going to go around the far side of the lake and then continue following the Belly River and the edge of Glenn's Head eventually. So that's where we're headed. Still got a ways to go down.
Okay, let's see if I can show you the amazing views that we get to see as we're hiking in the down Stony Indian Pass. We're about to come to the end of a switchback and go back the other way, but for right now, we have this amazing view of the Belly River. The close lake is Glenn's Lake, where we stayed 2 nights ago, our first night in, and then the farther lake is Cosley Lake, which we'll stay at the end of our trip. So yes, here's the amazing views. And then there's a lake down there. And then this is where I showed you yesterday what we came from today. And there's Brian up the trail.
So real quick, that waterfall you see all the way at the top, that was that outlook I showed you. That's a super steep drop off. So just a different angle of the waterfall that we were just at 10 minutes ago. Pretty cool. Quick update, we're down at the, I think it's Astina Lake, and you can see the waterfalls up there. Hopefully they're coming in with the lighting. And we came down where the forested area is. That's where we were at the top of the lookout. We switched back our way down, and now we're just traversing around the lake. And then we'll be heading down some more, following the Belly River. So this is our last probably decent close-up view of the waterfalls. They have names too. I think one is, I have to look them up, Petoia, but they do have names. Pretty cool stuff. So it's day 3. It's 1:30 in the afternoon, Monday, August 15th. We have our tent set up. We don't have the fly on right now. There's not a cloud in the sky. We've got our water filtered. We're here for 2 nights. This is one of our favorite spots, but all the views are at the cooking area. So we're gonna go hang out over there, have some snacks, have some beverages, hydrate, all that fun stuff. But we're pretty much set for the night. And there's only 2 sites here. So our neighbors haven't shown up yet, but I'm sure at some point they will. And will we have the same neighbors for 2 nights? Maybe. Or we'll have 2 different sets of neighbors. Time will tell. But yeah, the views where we kind of hang out are spectacular. So I'm kind of surprised they like even bother with benches here. I mean, because you're not supposed to do any kind of eating here. So I guess you're just going to sit on the bench and read, but it's much nicer to do that with the view by the lake. So maybe years ago.
I'm sure a tree fell and the trail crew just...
Yeah. Does the other site have benches?
I don't know, let's see on our way.
Yeah, so maybe that's all it is. Or maybe back in the day before they had a food prep area. Who knows, right? But it's just interesting to think about. Park management, I guess you'd call it. So yeah, we're going to head on down and hang out down there. We'll check in there. So now we're at the food prep area. We kind of showed you on the walk in, but now that we're kind of situated, we've got our stuff hanging over there. The bags we're going to be bringing down to have some snacks. But of course, it's just the view from here, which is incredible. This is where we'll be eating from and hanging out the next couple of nights. And also refilling our water right here at Mokawanas Lake. So, again, it's got that glacial green, pale blue tint to it from the glacial water mixing in with the lake. So, it's pretty good water. We still filter it just because, but if we found like where the inlet stream was by walking around, I don't even think you need to filter it, but better to be safe than sorry. So we filter it no matter what, just cause we're out here for another 6 nights and we don't want to have any digestion issues, because that just would ruin the trip. That's where we are. I'm gonna definitely crack open a cold beer, have my first round of cheese and pepperoni. Didn't really eat much today except for a breakfast bar, and just hang out and enjoy the views and see if we get any wildlife neighbors or human neighbors, because it's still relatively early. It's only like 2 in the afternoon, but I'm sure we'll have neighbors at some point. And we can hear the falls. I can see the falls from here. You may be able to see the falls coming down. I can't zoom in from this angle, but the falls are between those trees there. And most likely Sarah and I will take a little day trip, which we did a few years ago, up to those falls. I think they might be called the Mokawanas Falls. I'm not sure. We'll look on the map. And then what's feeding those falls is Margaret Lake. And so we'll probably go back up there and check that out. Right now, I'm really not feeling like an intense climb up to Mount Merritt. So we'll do that instead. It'll be fun. And we'll check in later. Little update. It's day 3, Monday, August 15th. Just hanging out at the food prep area at Mokawanas Lake. Just finished a nice cold beer. It got cold last night, so all the beers in the bear vault were chilling nicely. Just gonna keep hydrating. Maybe switch over to a little decaf. Some clouds are starting to come through, so we might, I'm I'm guessing we're probably going to put the rain fly on just in case. We've had a couple of folks who are camped at Mokowanis Junction, which is the closest campsite from here. They come down to the lake just to hang out. But we're waiting for whoever our neighbors may be. There's one other campsite here, and it's unoccupied right now. So it's 3:30. So, depending on how far they're coming from, like the people we were just talking to, they applied for permits and got like something, but it wasn't great. So they did a walk-in application, and they got like a loop from Mini Glacier. But one of the downsides was they were at Cosley Lake last night, Mokowanis Junction tonight, which is only about 4 miles. And then they're all the way to like a 20-mile hike tomorrow past 50 Mountain, like super far away. So we could have neighbors like that, so they won't be in till late. But it'd be nice to hang out with some neighbors. So we'll see if they show up. That's where we're at. Just really, really peaceful. Really, the only wildlife we've seen so far are chipmunks and ducks. But who knows what else we may see. That's it for now. So it's almost 4 in the afternoon. Very pleasant afternoon, but this is the shirt I've been wearing to hike and going up and down Stony Pass yesterday, going up and down Stony Indian Pass again today. Pretty sweaty. Not that it really stinks too badly, but have an opportunity to like just wash the sweat and the grime maybe out of this tech wick, bring it back a little bit of life. I mean, they're designed not to stink, but at some point they stink. So you're never sure because you're smelling yourself all day whether there's actual stink or not, but might as well just dip it in the water here. Sarah already did her hiking skirt. So why not, right? We have the time, let it dry out in the hot sun. It'll dry quickly. And psychologically, at least, it'll make a difference, even if it doesn't really make any difference at all, because we're not using any soap. You don't want to have detergent anywhere near the water, but why not? It'll get some of the dirt and the dust and the grime out of it. A little day 3 update. It's a little after 5, and we just had the sun go behind this mountain here, so now we have plenty of shade at the food prep area, which is nice. We've got some neighbor campers, seem pretty cool, so it should be a pretty good night. There's rumors of a moose that comes by the area at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. So we'll see if we see him, or probably hear him. We'll probably be in a tent by then. His name is George the moose, and he's got a big rack on his head. So we shall see.